Well, on April 14th, Twitter revealed in a securities filing that Elon Musk had offered to buy the company outright for $44 billion. But since then, it's been a battle between Musk and the social media giant. Just yesterday, in an SEC filing, Musk threatened to end the deal, arguing that Twitter is committing a clear material breach of obligation under the merger agreement. So where do things stand? We're going to get insight right now from YouTube star. Meet Kevin. Kevin, welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you. Always love having you on. All right, so you actually noted in a tweet yesterday, which Elon Musk responded to, which was awesome to see. You said some argue that Musk waived his right to due diligence in this deal. In fact, Bloomberg released an article today titled "Musk Buyer Remorse Won't Get Him Out of Twitter's Deal." So why do you believe that Elon was fraudulently misled based on Twitter's public filings?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Twitter's public filings, they tell us that, oh, we only have 5% spam bots, probably less, but maybe more. And it's classic CYA. Look, the reality is everybody knows there are more bots on Twitter, and Elon's getting information, the information he's asking for from Twitter on, hey, you know, how are you calculating this? But Elon finds their measures very arcane. He doesn't believe them. He wants to test them. And now he's very publicly pulling a very Trump-style, art of the deal style negotiation. He wants this deal, in my opinion. Bloomberg thinks, oh no, he's trying to cancel. He wants to save his $1 billion. That doesn't even make sense to me. He lost like $100 billion in the stock market year to date. He doesn't care about $1 billion. He wants to negotiate a better deal, and that's what I think he's doing here. He's shaking out the dirt, panning for gold.
Okay, so you don't think he is going to walk away from this deal? What if they do find out? Because Twitter's saying, hey, we're going to comply with you. We'll be transparent. If it does come out it's greater than 5%, do you think he'll walk, or that will help him get a better deal?
I think it's all about him getting a better deal. That's really what I think this is. I think he wants Twitter, but he wants to show he's a strong negotiator. So what is he doing? He's creating the chaos. He's freaking out the wannabe attorneys online. He's freaking out the board, the employees. 2 vice president executives just left. And the reality is, look, if the bots come in statistically at 7%, is that really going to make a difference here? No. But if bots come in that, hey, you know what, this is 20, 30, 50% bot users on Twitter, well, that's a big problem. And a lot of folks now actually believe that companies like even YouTube, obviously owned by Alphabet, Google, are incentivizing the keeping of these bot accounts because it props up that shareholder valuation. And so I think Elon's doing the right thing here, making sure that, look, we're in the due diligence phase within the contract now. Even though leading into the merger agreement, he waived his public due diligence because he relied on public filings. Now we're in the deal where he gets confidential information. And Twitter's not providing him confidential information that actually corroborates that 5%. And this now brought Elon's buddies, shouldn't say that, but come on, Elon's buddies, the Texas Attorney General just swooped in and opened an investigation to kind of help Elon out a little bit and flush out what's really going on here. And now we're really going to see chaos inside of Twitter.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So yesterday, the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, he's come on our show several times. He actually is demanding that Twitter provide documents on how it calculates user data, saying it's actually bad for Texans because back to advertisers and they're falsifying all this information. I mean, this just helps him ultimately. People are catching wind. It helps him make his case.
Oh, 110%. And not only do we have this investigation now, but in that document, that Texas Attorney General document, he makes it clear that now all employees at Twitter can have their personal and work cell phones, text messages, voicemails, emails, everything reviewed by the state of Texas. And if they delete information that shows Twitter is either being honest and that would be useful, or that Twitter's lying, they could get sanctioned by a court or face civil penalties. This is creating exactly what Elon wants. It's what I like to call chaos theory. The more people freak out, the more the stock valuation suffers, the more people get worried about lawsuits. And what does that mean? The more compelled the CEO and the board is able to say, or the more compelled they are to say, get this cancer out of my life, give them a 30% discount and walk. Now that upsets a lot of people because a lot of people, especially on the internet and investors, they have a lot of money in this deal. And so they want to see the sales price be $54.20. That's what they want to see. If it ends up selling for $35, you're going to lose a lot of money. So a lot of people are really emotional about this.
I have seconds left, but I know you don't own Twitter, but if you do own Twitter, buy or sell. What's your advice, real quick?
I would not be in this at all. I have one share I was gifted. That's it. I ain't touching this with a 10-foot pole, but I do think the deal will get done, just get done a lot cheaper.
All right, so hold on to those. Kevin, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.